Hello, welcome to my crib. I was so cringe. So I'm finally able to do my little vlogs in my room. This time we're finally facing the sun, so I'm able to record without like the whole darkness in the background. It's a good time. So today we're going to do a little Q&A. I'm super excited to answer this with you. This is one of my favorite vlogs ever to do, just to kind of like sit down, chit chat. Not only because I suck at editing and like making it, you know, other videos cool, but because I get to just kind of like be raw with you guys, answer some personal stuff so you can just get to know me better. So I always enjoy these so much. What is happening here? It's like the fattest braid I've ever had. Okay, girl. Swaggy swagoo. So without further ado, let's get started. Question number one, when is your birthday? So my birthday is on February 14th. So it's on Valentine's Day. I'm a little love baby, you know what I'm saying? I'm really not a big birthday person though. It's never been like a big deal to me, you know, as long as I like can celebrate it with cool peeps. I don't really like anything that kind of like revolves around me. Like it makes me feel a little awkward. But I mean, I love the fact that it's on Valentine's Day. Like I love the theme. Everything's just so like lovey-dovey, and it just like, I feel like it fits me really well. What wouldn't you do for chicken nuggets? How do you keep and make your teeth so white? You the bomb, girl. Girl, you the bomb. So I get that a lot. I get a lot, excuse me. What the hell do I think I am, honestly? I think it's a combination of my diet. Make sure not to drink a lot of red wine, tea, coffee, but I also use the 3D strips. I actually have one right here, so I use these little strips. I get them on Amazon. They're like 40 bucks, which is kind of pricey, but I do like one every maybe like month, and it just keeps my teeth pretty white, honestly, so it's definitely worth the investment. I think that I've mentioned that in my last videos. Actually, I'm sorry if I did. This is the OG. Mr. Chit is in the background. I didn't even realize. That's my brother's cat. He's a little cutie. I'm more of a dog person, even though I love cats. Oh god, I'm gonna get so much hate for that comment. But this cat's freaking adorable. Like he's very social, and he just like comes and cuddles. So it's a good time. What is your fave drink at Starbucks or your go-to drink? You guys know this. So whenever it's hot outside, I love refreshers. Refreshers? I don't know. Yeah, it's like the cold little iced teas. I love the mango dragon berry. That's like my all-time favorite. It's so freaking good. And then whenever it's like cold outside, I usually get the I think it's called medicine ball. It's like a citrusy tea. It's delicious. It's like my favorite drink ever. What is the stupidest thing that you've ever done with and for a guy you were dating? Oh god, girl, where does the list start? That's a good question, honestly. I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one. That's probably so many things, so many freaking things that you do for love. It's a thing. Who was the last guy that you had a date with? My dad. My dad took me on a sushi date. It was a good time. Was there anyone that you looked up to starting your fitness journey? So not really. I don't know if you guys like know my kind of like life story, how it started and all this, but it was kind of like coincidence, and it just kind of like was networking that just kind of sort of happened. I didn't really follow it. I was never on YouTube. I actually didn't know who Max and Christian were until my first expo, and then I found out that they like worked in the same company. So I was very like out of touch with all of that. Very oblivious in that world. I was just very into like, you know, my studies. So I guess no, not really. I never really looked up to any like idols or anybody like in the fitness industry when I first started out. Now I have so many girls that I look up to just because like I've been in that world a little bit, you know. So it's a little different, but I didn't know it wasn't a thing starting up. Fun facts 101. Tequila or tequila? Tequila. I actually don't really like tequila. It kind of tastes like ass. Although I did try a 1942 that was like chilled, and I had the salt and the lime, and it was actually a pretty good experience. Like I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty smooth. I guess when you do it right, it's a good time. Is there anything from your journey that you realized wasn't the healthiest choice / would you advise against? That's a really good question. Honestly, I've been in this fitness lifestyle for maybe like 5 years now, and there's a bunch of things that I realized, like the fact that, at least personally for me, being on a program and doing anything short term doesn't really get you. My brother's calling. Hello. Sorry. Anyways, so as I was saying, yeah, if there's something that I learned through this journey is that you should really look into finding things that change your lifestyle overall, that things that and habits that you're going to keep for the rest of your life, rather than like hopping on a 6-week program to lose 5 pounds, or like prepping for a competition or something like that. All those are like really cool things to do. I would just advise against anything that's short term, just because fitness and being healthy, it's not about the weight that you have at the moment, it's not about how much you can lift, it's about like your actual health, and physically and mentally. I think that the way to reach that is through simply just changing your entire lifestyle and getting into habits, drinking enough water, implementing nutrients in your everyday life, and learning how to love fitness rather than just like hitting your numbers and like counting your macros. And I mean, I admire all of that. I think that sometimes you need these things in order to finally get to your fitness journey. I mean, that's how I started. I started by counting macros, I tried dieting, I tried competing, I tried all these different things to finally learn a very balanced, healthy way of life. So I think that it's very important to be like part of your journey, but I don't think that's what you should be aiming for at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? So that would be my advice starting out in your fitness journey. What is the first thing that you would do if you woke up one day as a man? The first thing that I would do, let's be real, is like check out the anatomical features that I have going on. That'd probably be really weird if we're being honest. I'd probably do that. Yep. Did you ever get discouraged when you first started your fitness platform? How did you deal with it, if yes? So like I told you guys, not really, simply because I was so unaware what was around me, like the competition and everything that follows that tends to like make you discouraged. I just kind of did my thing, simply because I wasn't pursuing that at all. It was kind of like a side hobby. I loved like just being goofy on social media and like posting my workouts and like posting my lifestyle overall, that I didn't really feel the pressure, of kind of like succeeding in any way, or like trying to get anywhere. I didn't have a goal in mind of like hit 50K by the end of this year, I'm trying to do this and that. I was kind of just like growing organically as I was focusing on other aspects of my life. So I didn't actually have to deal with competition, or I didn't really feel discouraged, because I was just kind of like doing me, which now that I look back, I'm so glad that I grew that way. I also dodged so much negativity and so much hate and all these things that just naturally come when you're trying to establish something on social media. So no, I did not, and it was a good time. How often do you get stared at the gym, and how do you deal with it? That's a really annoying problem. So I actually didn't really have to deal with that much in my university, simply because like I guess everybody was just young and like chilling, so I never felt awkward or anything like that. I mean, there was beautiful girls around me all the time, and guys were just kind of, I guess like since they were so exposed to it, it didn't like matter anymore. So that was cool. That was a cool environment. But now that I'm back in Miami, I do lift in a gym where there's mostly guys, and they don't really care if they're staring at you and that you can see them. So all I do for that is, first of all, you can stare right back and let them know, I know that you're looking at me, bitch ass. Sometimes that doesn't work though. They're very freaking stubborn. So now I just cover up a lot, That's why I wear a lot of like cropped hoodies and things like that. I don't really work out in my sports bra anymore. Like there's just ways to kind of like cover up to not really have that attention, any more than you already will have it. And I also really like to take my equipment and find a little corner and work out where I'm not like fully in the center of everybody. And whenever I do like my leg press on the Smith machine, I'll put like my jacket in the middle of my legs, like just like little tricks here and there to let people know like I'm not down before they get down. How do you motivate yourself to go to the gym when you have absolutely zero motivation? So I share that with you guys a lot on my IG. The second that you count the gym as an option, it just tends to not really go through, because then you'll be waiting for that little window in the day where you're like, oh, well, I have the extra time to do this, which doesn't really happen in real life, So you have to kind of just set a time, set a routine, and don't give yourself an option. When I was at UF, I would just like take my gym clothes with me, and I just made it a habit to, whenever I left class, take the bus straight to the gym, and it was kind of like my daily routine. Now that I'm here, I'm still trying to like establish my routine at the moment, but I just made it like a daily thing to wake up at 7 and then I just go at 8, and that's it. Whether I'm feeling tired, whether I want to sleep in, whether I don't really want to go, it doesn't really matter anymore, because at the end of the day, if you're trying to get somewhere, you're the only person that can really change that. Like, it's not going to affect anybody else that you're staying in bed. Like, it's only gonna hurt you and your goals and like what you're trying to accomplish, you know. So just kind of remind yourself of that. And then I always am so glad that I did every single workout. I'm like, wow, thank God I came here. How do you feel about living with a guy before marriage? So I actually think that you should live with a guy before marriage to kind of see what's going on. I've been in 2 very long relationships. I lived with both of these boyfriends. Marriage is a huge thing, you know, in somebody's life, and I think that it's very important to kind of like get very close to the person for quite some time before you actually get married, just because, like, you know, it's just reality. Like, living with somebody, you get to see every aspect of their personality, how to handle things, like real things in life, you know. You don't just get to see the good moments whenever you guys like meet up or hang out. So I think it's a very important thing to do, you know, to kind of just get a real glance at what life would be like with that person. But I mean, you know, everybody's different, and I know some people like are completely against that, and I mean, I totally respect that. I would want to live at least like 2 years with my boyfriend before I even like want to get married, probably, because I'm just a little scared. I've just had so many experiences where like people are one way, and then like the more you get to know them, you just see a completely different side, you know. And I've just learned with my personal experience that being close to that person and like living with them and seeing how they react to all these different things in life, it really like gives you a good idea of who they are as a whole, as a person in a shorter, you know, amount of time. So I would definitely, that's my little intake on this. Would you ever move to Texas? So yeah, I would move wherever, honestly. I'm in Miami right now. I just moved back like a month and a half ago, while I kind of like established myself and like where I want to go and all these little projects that I have in mind. But I definitely do not want to stay here, you know, for a long time. Just like visit a place tomorrow and like fall in love with it. I would just be down to go anywhere. Like I would absolutely love that. I will go wherever the wind takes me. This mushroom chair has got to go. It's not a good time. What is a career regret that you have? So fortunately for me, I don't have any yet, and hopefully I will not. I don't really believe in regrets anyways, just in the big picture, simply because like everything in life was done with a purpose and for a purpose, whether it was good or bad. Like, it helps you grow in any way, you know what I'm saying? So I don't really believe in regrets anyways. Even if I did choose a route that now I'm like, oh damn, I wish that, like, you know, I had done this, I would still probably not want to go back and change that, because that has an effect on who you are today. So no regrets, probably none ever. That's the thing. What made you get so into fitness? Is it an eating disorder? Sorry if you've answered this already, by the way. Oh, you're a little cute. So I did answer this in my last Q&A, but without going into too much detail, I got into fitness because of like it wasn't an eating disorder, but I mean, I wasn't eating at all. I was very underweight. I was like 90 something pounds, super skinny. I ate like, you know, a Starburst every 2 days. Like, it was bad, but that's not what got me into fitness. What got me into fitness was the fact that I wasn't like mentally healthy. Like, I was going through family struggles. I wasn't really happy with my life in high school, and I kind of took fitness as like a way to escape, you know, from that. And then I ended up just falling absolutely in love with it, which then made me a super healthy person in every aspect. So yeah, I can explain more about that whole phase if you guys want on another vlog. But fitness to me was definitely just like a path to a healthier, happier place in my life. And it still is today. I mean, whenever I'm going through struggles, or if I'm sad, or if something happens in my life, I'll always turn to fitness to feel better about myself, to feel better mentally, to kind of just like exert all that energy and whatever negativity is going on in my life. I always can find positivity through fitness, so it's still an ongoing thing. You said that you don't drink coffee, but I've seen you with Starbucks the last 3 days. What is your secret? Okay, so yeah, I don't drink coffee. I don't like the taste of coffee. For some weird reason in the last week, I've been like craving like an iced coffee, like with soy milk and like hazelnut, you know, like that good little drink. But then I get it, I have a sip, and then I just realize that I don't like coffee. So it's a very weird, and I don't know why I keep doing it. It's probably just a phase that I'm gonna stop soon. I don't know, but I don't drink coffee. I've never drank coffee ever. The closest thing that I'll drink to coffee is that drink, which is to coffee drinkers not a real coffee drink anyways. So that is my secret. How do you befriend guys? That's actually a problem that I've had growing up a lot, just because I'm so like bubbly and friendly, and just like people, especially guys, can take that as flirting very often, and I'm always like, no, this is not a good time. The way that I deal with that is either be completely straight up and being like, everybody relax, or, you know, just throwing little things, like if they're being funny, just be like, you're so funny, dude, or like you're so funny, bruh, you know. I just kind of throw little things like that. But sooner than later they're gonna probably ask you on a date or something, and then you can just shut it down, just nicely, but just shut it down, and then they'll probably get the message. You need to try out for Miss Florida. LOL, are you kidding? I love chicken nugget. That's not a thing. It's chicken wing. But thank you though. That's really sweet. Would you date a fan? A fan? That sounds so weird. Like, who the hell do you think I am? Yeah, I would date a fan. I mean, it's just, you know, what? There's nothing different. As long as you're cool, down to earth, and not weird about the fact that like you knew me before. You know, like I can't go on your phone and find some pictures of me. That'd be a little weird. But I mean, if it's just somebody that follows me, that likes and supports what I do, like hell yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to that. It'd be a good time. Actually, now that I think about it, the perks of that would be that since they follow you for a while, they probably know things that you like, that you don't like. So that'd be pretty cool. Like, you know, he'd just take you on a date where like he knows that you love, or get you like a bunch of chicken nuggets. Like that'd be a good time, honestly. All right, new rule from now on: I only date fans. What keeps you so positive? So that's probably the #1 question I get every single time I ask you guys for a Q&A. I mean, I tell you guys all the time, but just like you, I go through struggles, I go through self-doubt, I go through like unmotivated days, I go through days where I just feel like absolute crap. Like, you know, it's a thing, I'm a person, and the only thing that you need to remember is like your mindset literally has so much to do with the way that you feel and like what you're going after in your day-to-day life, you know? I mean, that's the most important thing that you can work on. Learning how to see the positive in bad situations. I choose to make the best out of every day and look at only the positive. I mean, if my car breaks down and then I get rained on, and then like something shitty happens in my day, like, well, you know, instead of bitching about that and complaining about that, well, like I had a car that was able to break down, you know what I'm saying? I just focus on good things, and for some reason we tend to like take those things for granted, and then like only look at the bad things and the things that are going wrong in our lives, you know? And I mean, that happens to me sometimes too, and then I have to like put myself back in check and just like focus on all the positive that you have going on. And honestly, another huge thing is you guys. I mean, I don't mean that to be like cliche or cute, but like it's so true. My presence on social media, I fully believe, is to bring happiness, smiles, like laughter, you know, and I want you guys to click on my page and like feel that, you know, and feel that energy, and like look at my stories every day for that purpose. In doing that, and my page growing in that sense, like I feel like that's my place now in social media. I kind of feel like I have this duty to bring this joy to you guys, and that, you know, brings it right back to me. I mean, when I'm having a shitty day or I feel unmotivated, I just like get on and I send you guys as much good positivity and like laughter, and just knowing that like that's reaching you, and you know, I get some messages from you guys, some good tags, some laughs right back, and some funny videos right back, and that literally fills my heart. And so it's kind of a strange concept because it is all over like social media, which is rather new, and it's kind of like this weird, I don't know how to explain it yet, just because like some of you guys we've never met before, but yet we have this strong connection and this strong bond that we can just send good vibes and like good energy and like motivate each other through the internet and through social media, which I think is like an amazing concept, which is the reason why I'm still in this industry. I would have never chosen this route if it wasn't for that kind of you know, reciprocity. If it was just about, you know, fitness and like body composition and like meals, I would have, you know, started my master's already for sure. So just having that kind of like responsibility that I've put on myself, to bring joy to you kind of helps me stay positive every single day. So it's kind of like a win-win on both sides. But anyways, that was a long explanation, but that's what it is. How did you learn proper form when you first started lifting? Your body is perfect, girl. Oh, little babe, thanks, man. So I actually learned by going on YouTube and looking at forms. And I was actually lucky enough to be dating somebody at the time that was very into fitness. So he helped me a lot. He would like supervise my forms and stuff to make sure I was doing it right. And definitely go on the internet. Like, it's all out there for you. All this information is right there for you to learn the right form. Take that information, go to the gym and start with very low weights and just like master the form first. And I know it can be a little bit intimidating walking into the gym once you don't really have the form down. So going with a friend or two, that always helped me at first. Like going with my girlfriends, you feel like it's a little click and it's just not as like scary as like just trying things out by yourself, you know? And then eventually I actually got my license with NASM online. So then I was, you know, I like perfected all my forms and stuff, and I got a lot more like knowledge in that sense. But that's definitely how I started. Wow, I'm sweating my ass off. Remember to never ever do my vlogs against the sun. This is not a good time. No questions, but we need more piano ballads. A little bit. So I'm working on it. I really want to get back into piano and guitar. A little guitar in the back. The problem is that I'm so freaking shy that I can't play in front of anybody, so I wait for everybody to leave the house. But now that I'm back home, my family's always freaking here, and I just like don't have the time to really play. So I'm trying to get over that fear, but it definitely is one of my plans 2019, and soon I will be, you know, adding those to my YouTube videos and stuff. So that's the plan. I'm so glad that you like it. Like, that means a lot, truly. Favorite physical attribute in a man? Physical crap. I don't really know. I don't really have a type or anything like that. Like, as long as I like your vibe and I like who you are, like, you can literally look like anything, and I don't know. I think it doesn't matter, the physical attribute. You know what I'm saying? But big calves is a thing. I'm kidding. How nervous were you to start your YouTube and Instagram? So Instagram was kind of like, I told you guys, it was kind of like an organic thing. Like, it was like my personal page, and I would post like my trips and family. So it kind of like grew that way, you know? But YouTube was, I did start YouTube purposely for this reason, for once I started like growing on Instagram, because I wanted to kind of like be closer to you guys and have a more like raw page, you know, where you guys can kind of like sit down and learn a little bit more about me and stuff like that. So that was a lot more, I was a lot more nervous to start a YouTube, and I actually didn't want to at the beginning, because I was like, who's gonna want to watch my videos? Like, my life is just like anybody else's, you know? And I mean, I have to give Christian credit, because we were at my first expo last year, and he's the one that pulled me aside and was like, I want you to start a YouTube channel. Like, he like made me pinky promise right there and then. When I got back home, I was like, crap, okay, I pinky promise, like, I can't back out of this. So I started my YouTube, and I'm actually so glad that I did. And the more that I'm going into this industry and in this path, I'm realizing that, like, if you expose yourself the way that you truly are, and like what you stand for and what your life really is about, then there's really nothing to be nervous about, you know? People either will support you or not support you, and I mean, and it's like that in every aspect of life, honestly. But social media is no different, you know? If you find the right crowd and you stand for what you love and truly believe, then you're going to have supporters, and it's just going to feel great to kind of create content. I mean, I'm still nervous now creating videos, and I'm still like, oh my god, I hope this is good enough, but I'm definitely glad that I really started. So if you're nervous out there and you don't really know, you know, how to get started and like how to get over your fear, just remember to like be yourself and have fun with it, and people are really gonna feel that, you know? So you got this. Are you open to dating if Mr. Right shows up? So I did do a little video about the fact that I had just gotten out of a long relationship, and I kind of wanted time to myself. That's just like what I feel at the moment, that I need my time and I need to experience something else in life. But if Mr. Right shows up, and if I fall in love tomorrow, like, I'm not opposed to anything, you know? Like, I'd be down. I don't know. Yeah, I'd be down. Est-ce que tu parles français? Oui, donc je parle français. Il y a beaucoup de personnes qui me demandent ça encore. Je suis française. J'ai appris l'anglais quand j'avais entre 11 et 12 ans. C'est quand je suis venue aux États-Unis. Donc avant, j'habitais à Saint-Barth, j'ai vécu à Paris. Donc je suis française à la base, et puis j'ai appris l'anglais après. Yes, girl. Wi-Fi. Do you like scary movies? What's your favorite scary movie? So it's like a collective friend thing, or you know, if you're with like your guy or something like that, then you can like cuddle up and everything. But I'll never watch a scary movie by myself. And my favorite scary movie, The Conjuring, to me was freaking terrifying. Like I couldn't sleep with the lights off for like 2 weeks. It was not a good time. I really liked that movie. It really scared the shit out of me. How did you manage to travel while living the college lifestyle? So it was really tough, like really tough. I had to make sure that I was always a step ahead when it came to like research papers, deadlines, quizzes, exams, studying. I had to really be on my grind at all times so that I was able to take those weekends off. You know, to go to expos and things like that. But I mean, honestly, I feel so blessed to have been able to experience both. And you know, I feel so blessed to be on like such a loving, awesome team that I wanted to go to every expo. I wanted to meet all of you guys. I wanted to travel to as many places as possible, so I didn't mind the grind at all. It's a lot of sleepless nights, but I always said I'll sleep when I die, and then I just like made the best of it, and it was awesome. What is it like going out with your girlfriends? Pre-game with shots and gem out, or dish about boys? So I have like two groups of friends. I have like my close group of girlfriends that like we usually just get a bottle of wine and like chill on the beach and just like talk about life and deep stuff. It's like a very like artsy group. And then I have my other group of friends that are very down for the get down. We usually just kind of like, yeah, we take some shots and we just like head out on adventures. You know, I don't really like clubs and things where it's very like formal or superficial, but I do like, you know, going from like bar to bar and just going on adventures. So I have like different groups of friends. It depends what I'm feeling. What is your favorite J. Cole song? Oh god, I have so many. As you guys know, he is in my top 3 favorite artists. So I don't know, I love his songs. I mean, he has very cool turn-up songs, but there's one called Love Yours, and I'm obsessed with his lyrics and just like his mindset, and it's just, I love that song. It's probably one of my favorite songs. It gives me chills every time. It's a good time. I love you, Ali. Can you produce your own fitness program? I want it. I love you too, chicken. So I'm actually working on a program right now. I do personal training at the moment, but there's actually a lot of demand, which is amazing. Like, I love that you guys want to be trained by me. Like, that's so freaking cool. But I can't actually handle that many clients. I really want to be there for you like throughout your journey, you know, and that means that I can't take on really much more than like 8 clients every time, just because then it gets like too overwhelming, you know. And I don't ever want to make you guys feel like I'm dealing with too much to actually make you a priority, you know. So I'm working on something else right now, which would be like a you buy a little program and you actually have all the information that you need right there for you. And I'm trying to publish that in the next couple of months, so I'm super excited. I hope you guys will be too. It's supposed to be a good one, so we'll see. What does a tattoo on your ribs say? This one? Oh, sorry. That was a little misplaced. That tattoo actually says "Let It Be" in cursive. I got that after my last breakup. And it's simply because I was going through a phase of, for a full year, I was very unhappy and very sad, and very much in love. And I was kind of like, I just realized that I was kind of like forcing life to happen, you know. And then I kind of realized that sometimes things are just like not meant to be. Maybe that person is not like necessarily meant for you, no matter how much you try, no matter how much you love them. So I kind of wanted to get it for that purpose, but also everything in life. I think that everything is kind of like already written for you, you know, and what is meant to be will be. So that's kind of why I got that message on my ribs. It was like 2 years ago, I think. So yeah. Do you ever feel like you're in competition with other girls in the gym? I'm constantly comparing myself. Oh no, that's no bueno, man. So I just don't have that in me, and I don't know why, but there could be literally like 2 girls next to me like lifting a lot more than me. I will not care like at all. I'll just put my baby weights, do my thing. It's not about comparing yourself. I mean, people are different strength, different sizes, different, and like everybody's beautiful in their own way. But I mean, it's also good to have that little like competition in you, you know, because it makes you want to like go further and move forward, you know. So I also admire that, but you can't have too much of it, because that can be dangerous as well. So you have to have the perfect balance. I just don't have it at all inside of myself, just as a person. I don't really feel that way, which I'm really glad. I think that that's one of the reasons why people kind of like feel the vibes that I give out on social media and stuff, because it's really not about being better than someone else or comparing yourself or competing with anybody else. It's just about being the best version of yourself, you know. And I feel like people can really like relate and feel that, which I think is very important, especially nowadays where everybody's trying to, you know, just be the best at something. You should be beating your own self and becoming like the best version of yourself based on like who you were, not based on like who somebody else is. You know what I'm saying? That makes any sense? I don't know. Which Alphalete guy is the most your type? Ooh, that's a dangerous game, my friends. Come on, man. How do you score a date with the lovely Miss Allie? Give me all the chicken nuggets. No, but on the real, I don't care what ethnicity you are, where you stand financially, where you are in life, if you're still a student, if you're already a freaking boss of some, like, I just don't care. If you're a cool person, down to earth, super humble, I'm really into, you know, humble people that are just like very kind and nice to everybody. I find that so attractive. It's a thing. So yeah. What's a big no-no in a guy? I guess this kind of like ties down to what I've told you guys before, but a guy that's that thinks he's better. This light is very annoying. Just back it up. Back it up. That attitude of a guy being like thinking he's better than other people, or like being rude to people and stuff. Like I really like pick up on these little things, and I just like, that's a huge turn off for me. Like I just don't like that. It's not a good time. Oh, Chit is still here? What a patient little man. What's with the duck? You mean Jeff, man? Come on, he has a name. So I don't really know what happened. My house is on a lake, so there's like little ducks, but this one specifically, he started off as my bully. Every time I would try to like get in my house, he would just like stay there, and he's a big duck. Like he's kind of scary. He would just like come at my legs and like start just like running after me, and I was very scared of him for the first like a week or two, I'm not gonna lie. And then we just started getting to know each other, man, and then just spending more time. I'd be tanning, he'd be just like right there with me, just chilling. I named him Jeff, and the rest is history. Would you ever date a guy with a foot fetish? Oh god. Okay, this is a tricky question because first of all, I'm not into anything like that, but I feel like if it was somebody that I was dating for a while and he kind of like just told me that after a long time, you don't really have a choice. You can't dump someone for liking something. You know, you have to be open-minded and like willing to try whatever the person likes, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know how I'd react in that situation. However, if I'm just starting to date somebody and I realize that he has a big foot fetish, it probably would not fly, honestly. So it depends. But always gotta keep an open mind, man. You never know what you might like. How many chicken nuggets does Max need to grow his calves? I'm fucking dead. You're coming to Australia. So we're actually talking about this with the Ghost team. I know that they do a little expo in, I think, April every year, and they're talking to me about maybe joining. So I don't know, that would like make my freaking life. I've always wanted to go there. I really hope that I do. That'd be so freaking cool. So I'll keep you guys updated, but fingers crossed. Why did you and your last boyfriend break up? Ooh, some juicy stuff. So we were actually really close friends since middle school, and we kind of like rekindled in college. So it was a very long relationship, but it ended up being a very a toxic one, you know? He's the one that kind of like showed me the fun side of life, and kind of like took me under his wings and all these adventures, and so I mean, I fell madly in love. I was just like, what is this life? It was kind of like a chain of events that happened. He kind of messed up a couple times, and I was so madly in love that I, you know, wanted to give it a try again and again. But then you realize after a while that like that can really like be toxic, you know, because you can suppress these emotions and like want to look past it, but at least in my personal life, I realized that it always kind of comes back in some sort of shape or form. Like I realized that I was starting to have like these jealousy feelings and like comparing myself to other girls just because I felt so insecure because of the fact that like I had been, you know, disrespected and like not treated the way that I should have been treated. After quite some time, we just both realized that it was just like a very toxic relationship, and at the end of the day, he just wasn't really ready to fully commit to one person, which like I don't blame him. He was, you know, very young. As you grow up, you just kind of realize that sometimes the timing is just wrong, you know. And And at the end of the day, everything happens for a reason, because now looking back, I realized that if I had stuck through that relationship, knowing where I want to go, knowing where how my life changed, and all the traveling that I'm doing and all these things, like, I feel like it was for the best. So I was very, very hurt for a very long time. It was by far the worst breakup I've ever had, because I was so in love. But then you realize that, you know, everything happens for a reason, and you know, there's no need for like any hate or regret or anything like that. Like I feel like it taught me so much about life and about who I am and where I'm heading and just all these things. So now I'm just babbling on and on. Who will end up on the Iron Throne? Hashtag Game of Thrones is life. Dude, I feel you. Okay, so I think that Jon Snow, he has to win. That's the thing. I think that Jon Snow and Khaleesi are just gonna get married and have beautiful babies and just take over the world. I think that'd be a great ending. However, it's Game of Thrones. Probably gonna get my dream crushed. It's by far my favorite show of all times. I have absolutely no idea who's gonna win, and I think that's why I love it so much, you know? What was the last thing that you searched on your phone? Oh crap. Okay, let's go real quick. Let's check it out. Starbucks iced coffee with milk. I was at the Starbucks line and I was just like curious, because there was like all these things, and then one of the Starbucks drinks had no calories, and I was like, I wonder like if they did that on purpose because it's like so high in calories. So I googled it, but yeah, at least it's nothing weird. Usually I google like a bunch of words because I'm still a little foreign, so I'm like very often like, okay, what does this mean real quick? Not today, man, not today. What do you like most and least about your own appearance? Oh, that's a good one. Thing that I like least, where do I start? Where to begin? There's many things that I'm insecure about, that I don't really like about myself, but as you grow, you start to realize that it's really part of your identity and it's part of who you are, you know? So something I really don't like is my nose. I think I have a really pretty big nose. My dad used to actually call me Piggy when I was growing up. It's not a good time. It's very easy to kind of get lost in physical attributes, but I think that the most important is to kind of like work on like where you want to be in life and who you are as an individual, like inside, you know? And I know that sounds super cliche, but it's so true. Like there's no need to spend time hating something about yourself, especially if it's just a physical feature. I mean, you know, it's part of who you are, and now I just embrace it, and it's just part of me. So yeah, something that I like the most though is my smile, and it's not like a physical attribute, but it's just because like I've been told by many people in my life that it's kind of like a contagious one, and like if I smile, like it makes people smile, and I love that so much. So I've always kind of like held on to that compliment very dearly. It makes me very happy. You mentioned Papa Fit Freak often. Is your mom around? Yeah, so actually my mom lives in France. That's why I don't really mention her as much. Mom is over there with my little brother. Whenever I'll go visit them, I'll make a little vlog with them so you guys can meet her. That'd be awesome. But yeah, that's why I mentioned Papa Fit Freak, because I live with him at the moment, so he's kind of around all the time. Have you ever dated or had a thing with a teacher slash professor? Actually, funny story. So this was the last semester actually, so very recent. I had a teacher that was very young. He was a TA. I think he was 24, and he was very cute. He really was. And which by the way sucks ass. When you have an attractive teacher, you're kind of like blushing all the time, and you can't really make eye contact, and you're super nervous all the time. But at the end of the semester, we had like surveys to fill out that were anonymous, to kind of like say what we thought about the class, the teacher, and you know, my friends were kind of like, oh, you should write a little note, like say that he's dreamy or something. And I never thought I was gonna see him ever again, so I was like, okay, whatever. So I wrote the whole like little comment, and then I wrote, P.S. you are dreamy dash Ali, and I didn't think he'd actually read it, but the next day I got an email from him saying that he wanted me to come to his office hours to discuss like a survey, and I kind of freaked out, and I was just like, oh my god, what do I do? And then I ended up seeing him at the gym again, and he was kind of, you know, inviting me on dates and stuff. It's just kind of those things where like, you know, you're all like, ooh, this would be like so cute, and then when it actually happens, you're like, oh my god, no, this is really weird, I can't go through with this. So I actually never replied, but he was a cutie. It was cute. So my camera is actually blinking red. I think it's about to die any second. I still have a bunch of amazing questions, but I'll do another Q&A soon. I don't want this one to be too long. I guess we'll see. I did babble on and on a little bit, so we'll see. I hope you guys enjoyed this little chit chat. I'm really looking forward to recording more vlogs for you guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drink your water, eat your nutrients, be kind, be nice, be positive, all that.